Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working over here in Bunny Lane on a lot of different projects, a few of which I've been putting off, another couple of which I've had to wait until a couple of the cages in the bunny barn have been taken down because I'm going to be moving their poop trays over here to a couple of the hutches that haven't had them. Hi Vanna, you gonna hang out with me? You gonna hang out with me today? She has been wanting nothing but attention this morning. She was following me around all morning feeding. She's too cute. What are you doing? I don't know if she'd come over here or not. She probably knows it's not feeding time anymore. But anyway, so I need to get the current poop trays all emptied out and taken over to the compost pile. Oh, there she went. And I don't know why she likes sitting in those trays. I would think that she would get peed on every now and then. But we have 2 empty poop trays from cages that have come down in the bunny barn. And I don't know, I'll probably have to use them both under either that grow out pen or that one there. I've not actually tried fitting them in, so I don't know how that's going to work, but the first order of business is to get all the hay and poop pitchforked out from underneath them, so we have just kind of a flat ground. I'm not going to make it perfect or anything like that, and while I'm doing that, I might as well go ahead and empty the other ones. At least they aren't too full. But that's on the list. And then I'm going through cage by cage. Hi, Butters. I'm going to use you as an example. And, well, I've already gotten hers. You can kind of see in the side there on Tanner's where their hair or the hay kind of sticks to the poop. And it just hangs through the bottom of the cage like that instead of letting the poop just fall through. It just drives me crazy. It's just a personal thing. I went through probably, I don't know, a week ago or so, and I hit every single cage, and I went underneath. I was pulling poop, I was spraying poop, getting it all unstuck, and literally the very next day it was like I hadn't done it at all. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. What are you doing? I need to get you some more salt blocks, don't I? The last couple times I've been to Rural King, they've been out of the salt blocks. I need to just go online and just order them in bulk. But so cleaning up the poop, that'll be part of my project today. Oh, watch your head, baby. And just some basic maintenance like this here. I've been just throwing the hay down in the big cages, which is fine, but it does end up with a lot of hay waste. And Dirk had cut these out for me. I don't know if it's kind of hard to see without anything in there. I just need to tighten it up a bit. He had made these for me for the hanging cages in the bunny barn, and I used those for quite a while. I don't know why I stopped using them over there, but since we're taking those cages down, I probably have 6 or 7 of those little hay holders that I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to try using them for a few days a week, and I'm going to monitor just to make sure the rabbits are still eating from them, and I'm going to see if that cuts down on hay waste, because it's not been that long ago since we built the hay barn and got our last load of hay, and we're already down to only having 4.5 bales left. I think part of that is that the hay is really good this time around and the bunnies just really like it. But those are just a couple of the projects that I'm going to get into over here. And I'll have y'all along with me, and we'll see what we can get done. I've been dreading this, y'all, with the poop buckets and everything. I love hanging out with the rabbits, but another thing is that they don't like it when I pitchfork from underneath their cages, especially those little guys. So just be prepared. They're probably going to do a lot of stomping and a lot of running around, but they'll be okay. So we're going to get to it. I'm going to go ahead and try and tighten up this hay holder since I've gotten it started, and then we'll move along. And I'll just be doing like her feed dish. You can see it's kind of rusted out there, so I'm gonna see if I have a honeybee. flying around my head somewhere. Yep, right there. They follow me around in the mornings when I do the rabbits because they're after the water. If I spill any water, they don't really go into the bowls. I think they know that if they do, they'll drown. But, all right. I confiscated a pair of Papa Bear's pliers. Oh my goodness. Honeybee. Quit it. And the rabbits don't love it when I'm over here clanging around in their cages, so we might get some other stomps and they might hop around a bit, but no rabbits are harmed in the making of this video. That's tight. What do you think about that, Butters? What do you think? We're gonna try it, right? And then I'm gonna go through and see about getting more comfort boards. And the reason that I have these in here is just to give the bunnies a break from having their paws on that wire constantly. So I try to have several in there. Sometimes they'll lay on them, sometimes they'll chew on them. And honestly, I've got some bunnies that just ignore them. They don't seem to mind the wire. They just won't touch the blocks. But I still make sure they're in there for all of them. Isn't that right, Butters? And it's a nice day out today, nice and not too warm. I think mid-70s. I think I've mentioned I don't like to do a lot of work over here with the rabbits when it's really hot outside. I mean, I know we're past that point of the year already, but... And that's just because the heat stresses out their bodies a lot as it is. Like during the winter is actually the best time for the rabbits out here. I put up wind blocks on the sides of their cages and everything in case it gets too windy and cold or snows or something like that. But what do you think? And plus having the hay holders here actually acts as kind of a little bit of a form of enrichment because they have to work a little harder to get the hay out. It's not just there, so it gives them something to kind of occupy their time. Don't worry, Tanner, you're gonna get your own hay holder. I came back over here and Butters was standing up trying to get hay off the top, and Tanner was over here trying to steal hay from the back. You'll get your own, sweetheart. I'm coming to you next. Got a Brillo pad while I was gone, get their water dishes scrubbed. This is just kind of one of those days where all the little tasks and everything that I've been meaning to get done over here can get done. I'm not really in a hurry to knock everything out, just take my time and what do you think, Butters? All right, so I got... All right, friends, Butters' cage is done, minus the salt licks that I need to go get for her. And what I'll do with those will probably just be wired on right to the door of the cages. That's what I've done in the past. But Butters, you silly girl. But she got a new food dish. It's definitely rusted, but the inside isn't, so she won't lose any pellets. And then, baby, did I make it easier for you to try to escape? She's the reason why we had to add this board. She got out one day and I couldn't find her. I thought she was loose in the yard, and she was like right up in here. This board wasn't here, and she was between the rafters. But she's got her hay, she's got her fresh food, and I'll be given, as I'm doing this with the rabbits today, I typically will only give them pellets in the morning, and in the hay, they only get evening, hay in the evening. unless they're pregnant, and then I keep them in pellets all day long just to make sure they don't ever run out of food and they have options. But since me working in the cages, and especially once I get to underneath in the poop buckets, it stresses them out. And because of that, I'm just going to give them some extra pellets as I'm done with each of their cages. Or you can be like Butters and just chew the wood instead. She's starting to shed. But all right, I will leave her. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and knock out this poop bucket. So I'm going to get my stuff for that. And y'all can see how awesome of a time it is to do that. Rabbit poop doesn't smell. It really doesn't on its own. But don't freak out, rabbits. I'm setting something up top here. It doesn't smell on its own, but when it's sitting in there mixed with urine and water and all that, it gets to smelling pretty ripe. So just be glad that y'all can't smell these videos. But I'm gonna get my gloves because I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to getting splinters. I'm gonna get my gloves, my wheelbarrow, my pitchfork, and then we're gonna get to it. I may start scooping and determine that I want to do all of that at once just to get it out of the way. But we'll see. Thrilling stuff, isn't it, guys? You can kind of see it's hard to get the poop itself out of there once the hay's out, but that I'm not too worried about. The majority of what I scooped out was hay, so I'm really hoping that these hay holders will help cut back on waste. I have decided I'm gonna go ahead and do all the scooping now. That's what stresses the rabbits out the most. So I'll get that knocked out of the way, and then that way, after I hit each cage individually, I'll just be done with that cage, and then the bunny can go back to relaxing and not being stressed out. I'm not gonna take y'all along with me on the whole scooping adventure. I know y'all are probably pretty upset about that. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out, and then I'll bring you back. Whew, y'all. I forgot how bad or how unpleasant of a chore scooping them poop trays really is. Worst part, I can't take my coffee with me while I'm doing it. So I haven't had coffee since I started that project. Look what I found.
What's up, guys? I've been processing rabbits, and I am 200 plus pounds. Rabbits 3 or 4 pounds, and one bite got me, guys.
One of them tried to pierce the back of his ear.
Yeah, I was in there.
Got a scratch there, got ear piercing back there, got a hole ripped in his shirt.
You think they're cute and innocent? No, they're not. They're demons. But these rabbits I had today, we've not socialized at all. They don't know me at all, so that's probably what had them.
Hardly any of the rabbits
crazy.
know Papa Bear. Butters. Butters
yeah,
is your
my
baby.
Butters rabbit. She's a good rabbit.
I got her cage.
And the boys. I talked to the boys quite a bit.
This is what I did with her cage. I'm hoping that the hay traps will provide enrichment, give her something to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully not be as wasteful. Now, the one thing that will change with that, like with Tanner and Thumper, since they're both pregnant, when I get probably within a week of their due date, I'll make sure they have hay in their cage too, loosely. That way, if they want to use the extra hay to make a nest with their fur, they don't have to try and get it out of that to do it. Yeah. But go ahead and close that up for me, Papa Bear. But I got one of the poop trays under these hooligans.
That fit really well, didn't it?
Yes, but over here, not so much.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that.
And I can't slide this farther because of the tie down. I can do it at an angle, which I think I might just, here, you want to hold that?
Oh boy, guys, I'm driving.
If I kind of have them both at an angle. Don't freak out, Butters. Oh, that's glass. That's wonderful. Like that. Hang on now. Because no matter how I do it, it's not going to be perfect coverage.
Yeah, it's not going to cover it all.
And that's the same with every one of the hutches.
And for all you fisher people that like to fish, that underneath them poop trays, that are the best fishing worms that you'll ever get.
Oh, and there's so many in there right now.
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to have that sticking out a little bit. That's a little more coverage.
Yeah, that's not, I mean,
it'll...
Yeah, it's got dead space, but not that much. I think that'll be just fine.
It'll be fun to see how many times I trip over it, but...
You'll eventually catch on.
But yeah. So the poop trays are done. Like I said, I don't ever try to get them perfect. There's no sense in really rinsing them out because they're just going to get pooped in again. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's
now, these won't be pooped in for a little bit.
No, because these 2 cages will be reserved for Tanner's babies that she's pregnant with right now. And then the other one will be for Thumper's.
Yeah.
And then we won't breed any other rabbits until those guys get big enough or either get sold or get big enough to be processed. The problem with that sorry, there's been a hair on there that's been bugging me. The problem with trying to advertise that I have the bunnies for sale as like pets is that I can't do it on Facebook. I already had two posts flagged because of that. And I'm not going to mess around with that anymore. I mean, I'm not really, if it wasn't for promoting our businesses and keeping in touch with family in different states, I would have gotten rid of Facebook a long time ago. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have talked about in the spring or at some point we're going to end up getting, have celery signs, make us a sign, kind of a multi-purpose that we can switch out what's on there. But one of them will be, you know, bunnies for sale. And hopefully that'll help promote selling them live as pets. I mean, obviously we like the meat. We have a lot of people that buy meat from us. But at the same time, if we can sell them young as pets, we don't have to feed them out that long. So it's kind of a win-win, both situations.
Poppy Bear likes that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I think he's got to go package up
a few more rabbits.
And I'm going to keep on. I'm not going to take y'all with me to every single one of these cages because that'd be a pretty long video and pretty repetitive. But I'll take you to a couple of the trouble as in that I noticed when I was scooping out that there's been a lot more hay waste than I realized. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out those cages first just to go ahead and get the little hay basket up. But stay tuned, stick along, and we're going to get back after it. All right, before we get into the cages over there, I'm going to go ahead and get these other hay holders. Okay, yeah, that one didn't have one. Taken off and taken over there. That way I don't have to go back and forth. Was there not one in there? Yeah, on the other side. All right, y'all, forgive me. while I get my bearings together here. And Dirk's got special plans for one of these older cages. I don't know that he's actually talked much about it, so I'll let him talk about that when it gets closer. Oh, and that was just by a zip tie, not a... There's a will, there's a way, but you might end up with some bloody knuckles. Goodness gracious. And I've thought about getting hay holders over there. I don't know if I'll be able to get this one out. This one's pretty rusted. I've been wanting to get hay holders over there for a while, and I won't put hay holders in the big grow out pens, just because when there's that many rabbits, I would have to have, goodness, lots of them in there, to make sure they all get a sufficient amount. So in those, and then like I said with the pregnant does, they'll have an extra supply of hay in case they want to use them in their nests. Goodness. Dropped y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But when it comes to the rabbits, wire is where it's at. I've messed around with zip ties, and no matter how tight I thought I had the zip ties, those little rascals, they'll find a way to chew through them every time. And I'm just going to reuse these pieces of wire. No sense in wasting. Waste not, want not. Something like that. Okay, so I noticed over here, hi there, buddy grizzly. Set some of this stuff down. I noticed that at first I thought he was a great hay eater, cleaning up his cage every day, but it turns out he's pretty wasteful. I think maybe at first, when he got separated into his solo cage, he was still used to being with all of his brothers and sisters and maybe trying to just eat whatever he could. It's all right, buddy. All right, I'm gonna get the hose and I'm gonna get I'm gonna put up the hay feeder first. All right, where are we gonna put this over here, buddy? On the side? I think so. I think so. Watch out. Here, excuse me. Boop, boop. And he is still pretty skittish. He gets scared pretty easily. But he's a good rabbit. If you watched our last breeding video, you'll know that he is also a new, well, soon-to-be new father. He had a very good first breeding with Tanner. He's very happy, especially after the last breeding attempt with the does didn't really go as planned. Tightened up. Whether it's for food or not, they'll try to get, what do you think, buddy? Oh my goodness. Look at you just letting it all hang out. I lost my wire. Okay, there we go. Buddy, what are you doing? And this hutch took a beating up last year, well, this year. January, I think, when we had the big storm and it blew over. All right. What do you think? Let's get you some hay in it. Here, you're standing on all the hay. Come on, excuse me. I know. Scaredy rabbit. All right, I'm gonna get you some more hay to fill that up with. Hang on. And this will give me more of a gauge of how much they're actually eating of the hay. There we go. Look at that. What do you think? See, I don't know. You got such big ears, buddy. Get here. I don't know why rabbits want to poop everywhere. There's you some pellets. He did not like it when I was scooping his poop tray. He didn't like it one bit. The good thing about working over here with the bunnies in Bunny Lane this time of day is that it's shaded. And just like that, we've got a hay holder, we've got a freshly scrubbed water dish. Get some of his comfort boards moved around a little bit. He's a good boy. All right. Who are we going to go to next? Y'all, I don't want to do little bit. She's going to attack me. Not quite ready for that. I'm indecisive here. Who else? Let's just go with Tanner. I guess we can go. Buddy was really the only other one that I noticed that was being extremely wasteful. So I'm just going to hop back over here to Tanner and just start going in order. What do you think about that, sweetheart? She is pregnant. She's a great mama. She gave us 10 babies last time and didn't lose any of them. And if you're new to rabbit breeding, when I say she didn't lose any, it's pretty common when the bunnies, the baby bunnies, are super young. It's pretty common when the mom hops out of the nesting box for one of them to still be attached to her. And if that happens, there's no way for mama to get her back in the nesting box, and they'll pass away pretty quickly when that happens. So when we do have baby bunnies, I'm usually out here several times a day just walking through, making sure nothing like that happens. I have very happily been able to save a few by catching them early enough. I know, Tanner, you're not crazy about that. And then I gotta go and get her poop off the bottom. And this, oh, got myself wet. And this is one of those chores that even though I've been putting it off and haven't really been wanting to do it, it's gonna feel really good to have it done. I'm just one of those, just feel accomplished, you know. Oh, sorry, Linda, crazy Linda. I shouldn't call you crazy Linda, you're not too crazy. A little bit's the crazy one. All right, I'm gonna close you up for a minute, darling. That should be tight enough. What do you think, Tanner? What do you think, Mama? Get your hay over here. And I won't bother getting her any loose hay for a while since we just bred her. There you go. There's some fresh water. You just gonna lay there? You're just gonna sit there, darling? That's all right. All right. And I just gave her a new food dish a few days ago, or a week ago, however long that was. So that's good for her. Speaking of food, I think I need to have lunch soon. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. Not quite done with your cage, but I'm almost done. I'm done with the scary parts. And then, y'all, to get that poop, I just reach through and pull it down. If I use the hose on the jet stream, it will usually get most of them, but it takes a while of doing that sometimes, and that really stresses out the rabbits, and I don't want to do that. But just come underneath and pray you don't get peed on. Because even though, now look at that, I just cleaned Butters and she's already got more poop dangling. It's a never-ending battle, y'all. And it doesn't look great, and that's why it bothers me. But the poop dries. It's not like, it doesn't attract bugs or anything like that. It's just, I don't like it. There you go, Tanner. Thank you for not peeing on me. It's much appreciated. Now, Butters, maybe I just missed some with her. There you go. All right. And I still missed some. There you go. What do you think? What do you think, Mama? Get this little bit in the back here, and then I'll be done with you, darling. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Are you pouting? Well, I'm getting close to the end of the video. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cages and 2 grow out pens to deep clean. But I'm gonna take y'all along with me for a little bit. Hopefully, with her being on camera, maybe she'll behave herself. Maybe. And if not, at least I have a witness to her being a little vicious. She's not going to do it now that she's on camera. All right. All right, y'all. Over here. I think right there will be good. Let's see. Hi again, Miss Linda. I know I keep having to come into your cage, don't I? I gotta stress you out when I'm working on yours and everybody else's. We're almost done though, I promise. I promise. A little bit. You are doing awesome over there. Thank you. Oh, that spilled all the food. Now where? All right, now this is a thin wire, Tanner, or Crazy Linda. Don't you try and get it off of there. Excuse me. I don't know if that's tight enough for you, Butters. Or why do I keep... Y'all, I've not had enough coffee. Getting all my rabbits mixed up. You're doing awesome, little bit. Awesome. Hey, don't you growl, grunt at me. I am not doing a thing to hurt you or put you in danger. Not a thing, Mama. No. She's one. I'm used to most of them. Most of the bunnies going to the bathroom in the same spot, but she likes to spread the love. And I won't be filling them this full. Usually I just happen to have that much hay in here already. Little bit. You're fierce, aren't you? Fierce. Don't you bite me. Don't do it. What do you think? You're a good rabbit. You're a great mom. I need to get you a better comfort block. You like to chew on that, but it doesn't do much for your feet, does it? What? Can't get me. I'm under the cage now. What's going on, darling? Huh? Don't eat my GoPro. It was Thumper that did that the other day. Alright. Little bit, I think we're done with you. I just scrubbed your water dish yesterday. Oops. Yesterday. We'll call that good, darling. So there's your new hay. Hi, Crazy Linda. Don't worry, you'll get your own. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna call that a wrap. come over here and get some more of my coffee. Open my lid. I'm gonna continue plugging along and get these other cages done. But thank you for tagging along with me. This is definitely not the glamorous part of rabbit. And just like that, the camera overheated. It seems to like to do that when I'm wrapping things up. But thank you for tagging along. Hopefully now that I'm doing this with the cages, maintenance will be pretty easy in terms of cleaning and all that. And hopefully the next time I can report back that the hay holders have indeed helped reduce waste and the amount of hay that we have to feed. So that's what we're going for, and I'm gonna get back to that. And you know, today and tomorrow we're just here on the homestead knocking out projects. We don't have a lot that we have to be out doing. We don't have a lot of running that we have to do. It's beautiful weather, so we'll see what all we can get accomplished today and tomorrow. But thank you for tagging along, for liking, subscribing, commenting, for all your support and all y'all do. Y'all rock. And like we like to say here on Mama Bear's Homestead and More, keep on keeping on, friends, because we love y'all.